So first question here, and we have, hi Brian, what's actually the difference between the two? And they said a screen recorder and a video editor. Is a screen recorder just an additional software for a video editor? Does a video editor normally include screen recording functions? Do I need to use both? Thanks. So the difference is a screen recorder basically records your screen, right? So you see like obviously my desktop right here. A screen recorder is a software that I click a button and it records exactly what's on the screen right now so that I can put that, upload that so people can see what's on my screen, right? Now often a screen recorder will also come with a camera, because you can see my webcam up top. It will come with a camera as well. So I recommend looking into Screencast-O-Matic. That's a free one and it's very, very easy to use. OBS is another free one, also very, very easy to use. And the current one that I'm using that I find that I love the best and is the easiest to use, also has the highest quality in my opinion, and comes with the most functionality, is Loom. So those are 3 examples for you to look into. All of them are great, okay? So that's a screen recorder, okay? Now a video editor is 2 things that I have up here is Premiere Pro and Shotcut, okay? So both of those you'll learn at the end of this course as well. And what a video editor does is, God forbid, like I were to mess up in this, right? Or I'm screen recording and I'm teaching something on my computer and I mess up and I forget my train of thought, or like I have a lot of ums and ahs and like breaks in my speech. What I do is that when I'm done recording that video, I can put it in a video editor and cut out those little ums and ahs so it looks more streamlined. Even if it's like, you know, talking heads like this, even though we're not talking about talking head video right now in your question, I can put that video into a video editor and cut out the lulls and cut out the ums and ahs and make it look a lot better, okay? So those are the difference. Screen recording software is to literally record your screen. Video editors edit the video in post and make it look better, make it look more professional for the ultimate, you know, final copy, right? Now, there are some softwares out there. I don't personally use them. One that comes to mind is Camtasia. So Camtasia, there's plenty of other ones out there as well that are both screen recording softwares and video editors, meaning that what you can do is you can use that software to record your screen, and then it will finish and you can actually edit it in there in that software. Now Loom has this capability, but I don't ever use it, so you can look into it if you want. But those are the differences mainly. So you have a screen recording software that records your screen when you're teaching, right? And then you have a video editor that you put that kind of rough draft into to edit it, cut out the lulls, the uhs and ums, and make it look better, okay? Now some, because you have those 2, like you said, some do both and have both functionalities, although it's, in my experience, you're gonna have a better product and a higher quality video if you do them separately, right? So I think that Premiere Pro is probably the best editing platform out there, the best editing software, and in my experience, the best, not just free, but the best recorder in general, screen recording wise, is Loom. Both of those are very, very easy to use, and I think if you get both of those, Loom is free, and Adobe Premiere Pro I think is $9.99 a month, so it's super cheap, and it's literally gonna give you the highest production quality videos. Especially if you're doing like talking heads and actually recording like high quality from a camera, you want the capabilities that Premiere Pro is gonna have. Now, I know this isn't part of your question, but if for whatever reason you want a free editing software, you can go to the bottom of this course. I'm not sure if I'm putting this below it. I think I'll put this below it actually, so you'll have already potentially gone through it. But Shotcut is another Shotcut is another editing software that is 100% free that you can download, and it has great capabilities, but obviously not as many capabilities as something like Premiere Pro. In view of what you say in the lecture, a lot of lectures there. So in view of what I say in the lecture, do I make the very first lecture, why do I make the very first lecture in the course 21 minutes? What I say in the lecture length video, to recap, is like ideally what you want to do is you want to make your videos relatively short and kind of build momentum and build traction, right? Because especially today in this like instant gratification culture where you have things like TikTok, where people really don't have a high attention span, ultimately the best thing to do on every single platform is keep people on it watching longer. No matter what platform it is, the algorithm, the metrics are gonna be measuring that and going to be rewarding you for that, okay? So you could create a long video, right? But chances are it's gonna be tougher on that long video for people for you to A, get people to the video and actually watch it, and B, to get people to complete the video and move on to the next one, right? Because it's so long, right? A lot of people look at a 20-minute video, whether that's, let's use YouTube for example, obviously, and think, you know, I don't really have 20 minutes right now. I don't know if I want to invest in a 20-minute video. And forget about it if it's like a 40 or 50-minute video or like an hour-long video, right? Like nobody's going to sit down with the intention of watching an hour-long video right now. What they might do is maybe add it to their watch later, but then never really get around to watching it, right? So what I say in that lecture is like, ideally, if you can break your videos into smaller chunks, keyword is ideally there, it'll be better for you because people, you know, it's easier to kind of do the death by 1,000 cuts scenario where it's like people look at a video and like if you break that 30-minute video down into like, you know, 10 3-minute videos, people are, you know, going to look at the first one and be like, I can spare 3 minutes right now, watch that one. And then they'll hit the next one that's 3 minutes and be like, I can spare 3 minutes right now, it's not that much time, and then watch the next one. And then get to the next one and maybe the next one's like 2.5 minutes and be like, 2.5 minutes isn't that really that long. I have another 2.5 minutes, right? And so you'll get them watching longer of whatever your videos are if you're able to break them down in smaller sequences. It's just kind of like the death by 1,000 cuts scenario, and that works on any platform realistically. So that's what I say in that lecture, and ideally, keyword there is ideally, that will work better. Although ultimately, if you're creating like a long tutorial, you know, I wouldn't beat yourself up about it and cut it in the middle so it's shorter if it doesn't make sense for you. It's just something to keep in mind and something that I recommend thinking about when you're recording, right? Because it's easier to get somebody to opt in and watch a minute-long video than it is to watch, you know, an hour-long video. Obviously, if someone watches the hour-long video versus the minute-long video, the hour-long video is going to do a lot better because, regardless of the platform, because of the watch time that it's getting and the amount of time that it's keeping the viewer on the platform, right? But ultimately, if you have an hour-long video and people are only watching 30 seconds of it versus a minute-long video and people are watching the full minute, the minute video is going to do a lot better because people are watching longer, right? So I just suggest in that video specifically to keep people watching longer, and the easiest way to do that is to get them to build momentum slowly, almost like the snowball effect with shorter lectures. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out and I can clarify it for you a little bit more. But that's my general recommendation. I don't always make videos like that, but I try to most of the time. All right, so we got a big one here, so I'll just read it really fast. So thank you for a very useful Stack Commerce course for beginners. I recently started with this platform and I have a few questions, if you could comment on those. So I'm just gonna kind of go through each one of these individually and I'll answer them specifically. So one, he says, being a newbie, I'm a bit confused about what does the word promotion mean as it relates to Stack Commerce, okay? Does it mean that my courses and bundles will be sold continuously going forward? If not, how often do these promotions run and for what duration? So that's a really great question, and the best way that I can sum that question up is it depends, right? So Stack Commerce does their own thing. It's one of the best things, and one of the best reasons I love that platform is because you only have to focus on uploading your courses to the Stack Commerce portal on Teachable, and then once obviously you're accepted and your courses are up there, they'll sell them for you, right? So what they do is they create these promotions to sell your courses. And generally speaking, in my experience, they're like a couple weeks to a month most times. But if they see a promotion that's doing really, really well, they'll promote it again and again and again, right? And continue to do that. And often actually I've seen with, I think 2 or 3 of mine now, that if it does really, really well, they'll actually run retargeting ads and promote it more. And that's when it really skyrockets. I think I made like $5,000 one month because they were promoting my course via advertising as well. So it was a really great thing to do. So generally, it'll be about a month, but if they continue to see that promotion's working, then they'll do it again, right? So often they'll try to sell your course maybe in like one promotion as like a single course and like a bundle with others, right? Or maybe they'll bundle a bunch of your courses together and try to sell it as a course bundle and you get all the credit, right? So ultimately, I wouldn't really worry about it. I would just upload all your best content to Stack Commerce, let their sales reps and their marketers sell it for you and just collect the free money. I wouldn't even worry about how they're promoting your courses, right? You can obviously look into that via your course promotions on the Stack Skills portal, but you don't have to. So that, I hope, answers your question. The answer is it really depends, and they kind of choose how long they promote, whether your course is bundled with just your courses, whether they sell it as a single course, or whether they're bundling it with other courses and paying you like a revenue share of the watch time in that bundle. It really depends, but great question. It makes a lot of sense why you'd ask it. So the second question in here is, how are the courses for multiple instructors decided to be bundled together? Do instructors have any say in that selection? So I answered the first part of that in the first question. So it's up to Stack Commerce to basically decide that, and their marketers and whoever your sales rep is will make that decision for himself on what he thinks will sell the course best, because ultimately they're trying to sell your courses because that means they'll make more money as well, right? But no, you don't unfortunately have any say over what your courses, what bundles your courses are in or how they bundle it. It's really just up to your sales manager. Now, number 3 is, I'm confused about their payment model and how it's split between instructors within a bundle. As soon as a sale is made, it shows me some money added to my account, so I'm not sure if it depends on minutes watched entirely. Maybe it's a mix of things. Plus, every sale brings in a different amount of money. While the bundle price seems to be the same, why is it so? Okay, so most of the time your courses are going to be sold in a bundle. So how that works is you'll get a revenue share. So for example, let's say your course is in a bundle with mine and somebody else's course, right? And your course, has watch time of all the people that watch that bundle and buy that bundle, has 65% of the watch time, then you'll get 65% of whatever that bundle sold, okay? Minus obviously whatever Stack Commerce takes out. So let's say like we sold $1,000 via our bundle, me, you, and another instructor, then maybe Stack Commerce takes like, I don't know what the percentage is. I haven't really looked into the terms of service about that in a long time. But let's say they take like $300 off the top for their percentage. Then they divvy the rest of the $700 between you, me, and the other instructor, right? And maybe you got 65% of the watch time, so you'd make 65% of that $700, okay? So it's based on the watch time in that bundle. If I maybe got 25% of the watch time, then I'd get 25% of that $700, and that's how that works. So bundles go as a percentage of the watch time. Now, every once in a while, you'll notice that they'll sell a bundle that is all your courses, and so you'll get all the watch time in that bundle because it's your course, okay? And sometimes they'll sell your course as just a one-off course, and so in that case, you'll get, the entire course sale as well. So it really depends on how they're promoting it, but ultimately, just think of it as like the sale price, and then you get the watch time based on your amount of watch time that your lectures and your courses in that bundle accumulate via that sale price, right? I hope that makes sense. Number 4 in here is, how much are usually their deductions and fees? So again, like I just said, I think they changed it recently. It's not that much, but you can find the terms of service very, very easily. And I think they just kind of skim off the top percentage, because ultimately they're the ones selling your courses. So if they're selling them organically to like their email list, then you get a higher percentage. But again, if for whatever reason they see one of your promotions is selling really, really well, then they'll promote that via advertising on like Google and Facebook as well, and then you'll get a lower percentage because they're taking a higher percentage to sell your courses and run the ads, right? So all of it's free money. Honestly, my best tip for you is like, don't worry about any of it, right? Don't worry about how they're promoting it. Don't worry about how they're selling it. Don't worry about what percentage you're getting, because you can worry about it and know it as much as you want, but it's not going to change how much you make. Ultimately, what you should do is you should create content and courses for other platforms, and then also upload it to Stack Commerce as well, because it's free passive income and free money, right? That's the best way and best approach in my opinion. So do they also have free and paid students on Stack Commerce? It's my understanding that they don't have free students on the platform. What they and they don't have paid students that subscribe to their platform either, right? So what Stack Commerce is it's a conglomerate of like a bunch of different websites and a bunch of different agreements that they have with other partners where they sell your courses. So they'll try to sell your courses via their email list. They'll try to sell your courses via other websites. And there's like, I think like 3 to 5 websites that they post your courses to and potentially get organic sales or, pitch to people that way. So ultimately they have paid students, but they're not necessarily on like a specific platform ready to buy. Some of the websites, they're like that, but ultimately Stack Commerce is like just a collection of different websites and like email lists that they sell your content to. But like I said before, it's free money. So a lot of great questions there. I really hope that answers your question. But to recap, my best advice is like, don't focus on any of that, because honestly, none of it matters. Just look at it as free passive income for content and courses that you already have selling on other sites. So next question here, and it's, which topic should be taken for my podcast? He's basically saying, should it be a book? Should it be websites? Should it be making motivation? So I get this question a lot, and that's kind of why I wanted to throw it in there. It's like people always ask me, regardless of whether you're creating a podcast or you're creating a YouTube channel or you're creating courses, it's like they always ask me like, what niche and what subject matter should I create content around, right? And while I could give you recommendations, the best recommendation that I could give you is focus on what you like and what you're good at, right? Because you're already gonna have a leg up if you're good at it to a certain degree. And if you like it, you're gonna be willing to put in the extra work, to outmaneuver your competition and outwork your competition. So, and it's also gonna come off more authentic because you'll know a lot more about it, right? I'm just literally answering questions here, talking to the camera because I know a lot about this, right? But if I were to create videos on, I don't know, like programming, for example, which I know nothing about, I would either A, sound like an idiot, B, sound like I'm lying because I don't know anything about it, or C, it would take me an outrageous amount of time to prepare for each lecture and each video, right? So my best advice is, I can't give you a specific recommendation, but figure out what you like and what you're good at and then go with that.